Boy, you just can't make this up. You just can't make this up. They are more desperate than ever, y'all. You just can't make this up, man. Here, I'm just gonna play it for you.
All right, this thing, old school carburetor. You can always tell something about somebody's maintenance when how clean their air filter is. Look, to be able to work on this thing, you got a manual. It shows you exactly what to do to fix things on this. Donald Trump and J.D. Vance have a manual too. It's called Project 2025, and it's a way to stick it to the middle class while giving tax cuts to the wealthiest. Look, they didn't give me a manual for this if you didn't plan on using it to fix your truck. They didn't create that Project 2025 just to have it set around as a doorstop. We know who these guys are. We know they got a playbook to rig the economy. Let's make sure it doesn't. And you can always tell, again, somebody, if they keep a clean air filter, they do good maintenance.
The breaking news is Trump has nothing to do with Project 2025. Sure, a lot of us have worked in the admin and came together, but this started long before he even announced for president.
I'd like to enter for the record a Fox News interview by Brett Baer with Heritage Foundation Kevin Roberts. Kevin Roberts stated for the record, he also published Project 2025, that Mr. Trump is telling the truth, confirming on Fox that Trump never collaborated on Project 2025 and never endorsed it, nor has Heritage Foundation endorsed Trump for president. Democrats are lying over and over and over again about Project 2025 and President Trump.
Hey everybody, Governor Walz here, my 79 International Harvester Scout and my 5-year-old Black Lab Boxer Scout. Everything works on here, except one thing I'm still tinkering with, cruise control. So I'm gonna show you how to fix that. At the same time, we talk about creating an opportunity economy so that everybody can get the opportunity to thrive. So.
Oh man, you just can't make this up. An opportunity. Can somebody please define opportunity? An opportunity economy. The middle class story. Everybody needs to cut their grass, their front lawn. Smell the engine oil. Do you know where the oil stick is located? Tampon Timmy. Do you know where the oil stick is located? Please check that oil. Does the AC unit still work? Because I know a lot of true patriots that AC unit does not work anymore. That windshield is cracked. She needs some new spark plugs. Those indicators on the dash don't work. So you don't know if it's on full or if you're on E. So you don't never know if you need gas. You just got to guess.
Come here, take a look at this. I'll show you how this thing works. It's fascinating how the cruise control works on these old vehicles. All right, here we go. 345 International motor, no computers, all analog. And this is the cruise control. This thing works on vacuum, pulls, and this is ingenious. This arm is just a chain that slides back and forth inside this arm. And when it's working, works within a couple miles per hour.
Y'all know why they got this this desperate ad up here now. But it got, shout out to their PR team, whoever came up with it, because they know they've been getting a lot of heat with this EV thing, these electric cars. But they are desperate than ever, man. Boy.
If J.D. Vance, along with Donald Trump, get the opportunity, the folks getting the tax cuts are going to be the billionaires. They don't care about fixing the cruise control on a 79 International because they can buy whatever they want. Middle class folks are the ones that need the tax cut. That's what a President Harris administration will do. Vice President Harris and I believe a lot of values, and one of the biggest value that we share together is when the middle class is strong, America's strong. This thing, old school carburetor, you can always tell something about somebody's maintenance when how clean their air filter is. Look, to be able to work on this thing, you got a manual. It shows you exactly what to do to fix things on this. Donald Trump and J.D. Vance have a manual too. It's called Project 2025, and it's a way to stick it to the middle class by giving tax cuts to the wealthiest, rigging our economy to make it more difficult for people. Look, they didn't give me a manual for this if you didn't plan on using it to fix your truck. They didn't create that Project 2025 just to have it set around as a doorstop.
It's another just more lies. They continue this Project 2025 rhetoric. They continue this propaganda, this, the same exact lie. That's all they can run off of. Project 2025. They have nothing else to, but nothing but lies. That he's this, that he's that. Same stuff we've heard already, man. Same brainwashing, propaganda crap. And I hate to break it to you, Project 2025 is not a Trump's presidency. And I'm glad that a lot of people are calling that out now. People are sick and tired of hearing it.
My pro tip of the day is silicone-based things around rubber, best thing. You get the wrong material on this stuff dry rots out, and this is like really hard to find. So make stuff last, invest in it, just like you hear this administration under President Harris. Investing in the middle class will make a strong America in the long run. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you need to fix the analog cruise control on your 79 International, this is the place to come. And if you want to know what investing in the middle class in a strong America looks like.
Here's Twitchy Tim on stage, waving profusely in a very unsettling manner. Very unsettling. Men should not move this way. It's not the way we move. And the handshake is probably the most telling. This is Walz and his wife shaking hands like business associates, followed by a weird hug. Now let's compare that to Walz's interaction with Kamala's husband, Doug. Interesting. What's going on here?
Wow. Let's talk about masculinity for a moment. Has being second gentleman changed your own view of perceived gender roles or what it means to be a man?
This is something I've thought about a lot and something I've spoken about a lot. There's too much of toxicity, masculine toxicity out there, and we've kind of confused what it means to be a man, what it means to be masculine, where you've got this trope out there that you've got to be tough and angry and lash out to be strong. It's just the opposite. Strength is how you show your love for people. Strength is how you are for people and how you have their back and how you stick up for other people and pushing out against bullies. I mean, that's what I believe it is. So every time I can speak against this toxicity, we're seeing it with our younger people, we're seeing it in our discourse, in our politics, in the media, you're seeing it as it relates to so many of the issues that we're...
I like those first two sentences. I'll give it to Doug. I like those first two sentences. Y'all know I'm big on loving one another. I love y'all, man. And I hope you're having an amazing week, an amazing month. And 2024 is treating you and your family well, man. But now we got to do good. We got to put our head on our shoulders. We got to growl. We got to beat on our chest. We got to put our foot down. We got to stay dominant, baby. Yeah. But I'm big on the love part too, so I can agree with those first two sentences. Yeah. That's all I give you though, Doug. Yeah. Other than that, get in the car and lock the door. This is America, baby. This is America.
We're pushing back on. So I think it's a problem, and I'm going to continue to use this platform every time I get to speak out against this toxic masculinity that's out there.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I gotta tell you guys, the cringe level of this video. You shout out to Greg, man. Link will be in the description box down below, man.
It's over 9,000! 9,000!
Okay, that is how cringy this video is, okay? Because Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are desperate, right? And they're desperate when it comes to male voters, because word on the street is that Kamala Harris is losing a lot of male voters, particularly in the Midwest, and also black male voters as well too. There has been some surveys to come out to suggest that Kamala Harris is losing up to a fourth of black men to Trump, okay? And that is a big problem for Kamala Harris, because being a so-called woman of color, a black woman, right, an alleged black woman, she's supposed to appeal to black folks, right? She's supposed to be the easy choice for black men. However, that's not the case, because men, unlike women, tend to think more rationally and not emotionally when it comes to voting, okay? So a lot of men are not falling for the okie doke. They're not falling for the nonsense, which is Tim Walz being some type of masculine male figure that is supposed to instill confidence in men that they're going to be getting competent leadership out of Kamala Harris, okay? Because Tim Walz is her VP, okay? That is why Tim Walz was picked, okay? He was picked to appeal to the regular white guy, right? The regular white dude. However, that has kind of backfired, because as I've mentioned before, the only men, in my opinion, that are voting for Kamala Harris are men that are either one, not straight, or two, they have low testosterone, okay? And that is probably a good summary of 98% of the men that are voting for Kamala Harris. And as a result, there's a huge gender gap when it comes to men and women in polling. If men are going for Trump more than women are going for Kamala Harris, then that could sway the outcome of the election in favor of Trump. I actually think that this is what this election is going to come down to. Are men going to stand up and take our country back from these women, right? I mean, that is what it really comes down to at this point. It's not even about race anymore. It's really about gender, okay? Because that gap is extremely concerning, and a lot of people are talking about why this gap exists. Because although Tim Walz was picked to try to appeal to men, okay, the problem is that Tim Walz doesn't really appeal to the type of male voter that Kamala Harris needs, okay? And it's not just Tim Walz, but you also have Kamala Harris's husband, Doug Emhoff. He doesn't really appeal to the type of male voter that Kamala Harris needs either, right? So again, there's just a struggle for Kamala Harris to appeal to straight, normal testosterone level men, okay? And it's so apparent that even CNN, right? CNN has their guests roasting Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, because Tim Walz, everybody knows the type of man that he appeals to. And again, it's not the target demographic that Kamala Harris thought when she picked him to be VP. Take a look.
There's been a lot of conversation about young men this cycle in the crosstabs. Is Trump going to win them? And it's been kind of up in the air. But at this point, I do think that the gender gap is basically very real, with 6 weeks to go until the election. And the Gen Z men vote is kind of unrecoverable at this point. So ABC News Washington Post put out a poll last weekend, sort of tracks with some other data I've seen. Harris is winning young women by like 38 points. So that gender gap is massive. She's only winning young men by 3 points over Trump. That drift from 2020 is very real. Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama twice, they could all count on young men, even if they were losing older men. That advantage is now completely gone. A lot of it, I mean, we can get into why this is happening. Some of it is culture. Some of it is Trump's macho brand. A lot of it's the economy. So Kamala Harris is running on some economic issues, of course, but abortion. That favors women. Young men name the economy as their top issue. Young women name abortion as their top issue. Young men are on college campuses. They're enrolled in colleges at lower rates than they were a few years ago. They're a smaller part of the labor force compared to women than they were a few years ago. And so if you're a young person against all of the economic headwinds that currently exist in our society, and you're trying to get access to the economy, get a job, get a loan, buy a car. It's harder. That's true for all young people, but young men in particular feel that. And then on top of that, you have the anti-wokeism and the pronoun stuff and the things that just appeal to young men. And Donald Trump, he plays golf with Bryson DeChambeau. He goes on Theo Vaughn. He talks about Zins. And, Democrats, I'm sorry, like they haven't had a cool guy candidate in a while. And with all due respect to Tim Walz, Tim Walz appeals to a lot of men. He also appeals to that guy Bruce in Jeff's package. He's wearing a Future is Female shirt. That guy in Madison, Wisconsin is already going to vote Democrat. I'm sorry. I think, how do you reach the young men?
Yeah, I think the woke.
Yeah, Tim Walz appeals to the type of dude that wears the Future's Female shirt. I think that is a perfect description of the type of dude that Tim Walz appeals to. And they know this, right?
Booty shorts. Got your panties in a bunch, don't you? Yeah, got them shorts that come up to your thighs. Nah, fella, we let them hang low. Low to the flow. My bad, y'all.
Which is why they have Tim Walz in this very cringy ad in which he is pretending to be a regular old dude that is fixing up his, used car or whatever, right? And again, the cringe level here is just out of control, right? Stuff like this, they're panicking behind closed doors when they're putting out these types of ads, right? This is just pure desperation.
Hey everybody, Governor Walz here. My 79 International Harvester Scout and my 5-year-old Black Lab Boxer Scout. Everything works on here, except one thing I'm still tinkering with, cruise control. So I'm going to show you how to fix that. At the same time, we talk about creating an opportunity economy so that everybody can get the opportunity to thrive. So come here, take a look at this. I'll show you how this thing works. It's fascinating how the cruise control works on these old vehicles. All right, here we go.
Every time I hear that, man, I'm just like, boy, if they allow this to get in, man, I'm saying y'all, I just ask y'all, please, man, please. But if they allow this to get in, man, then ain't nobody gonna have no opportunity, man. Ain't nobody gonna have no opportunity. Y'all don't even got a plan. An opportunity economy. Come on now.
345 International motor, no computers, all analog. And this is the cruise control. This thing works on vacuum, pulls, and this is ingenious. This arm is just a chain that slides back and forth inside this arm. And when it's working, works within a couple miles per hour. If J.D. Vance, along with Donald Trump, get the opportunity, the folks getting the tax cuts are going to be the billionaires. They don't care about fixing the cruise control on a 79 International because they can buy whatever they want. Middle class folks are the ones that need the tax cut. That's what a President Harris administration will do. Vice President Harris and I believe a lot of values, and one of the biggest value that we share together is when the middle class is strong, America's strong. This thing, old school carburetor, you can always tell something about somebody's maintenance when how clean their air filter is. Look, to be able to work on this thing, you got a manual. It shows you exactly what to do to fix things on this. Donald Trump and J.D. Vance have a manual too. It's called Project 2025, and it's a way to stick it to the middle class while giving tax cuts to the wealthiest, rigging our economy to make it more difficult for people. Look, they didn't give me a manual for this if you didn't plan on using it to fix your truck. They didn't create that Project 2025 just to have it set around as a doorstop. My pro tip of the day is silicone-based things around rubber, best thing. You get the wrong material on this stuff dry rots out, and this is like really hard to find. So make stuff last, invest in it, just like you hear this administration under President Harris. Investing in the middle class will make a strong America in the long run. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you need to fix the analog cruise control on your 79 International, this is the place to come. And if you want to know what investing in the middle class in a strong America looks like, follow the Harris-Walz campaign for more.
Okay, so maybe I missed something, right? I'm not sure. But what did he fix? Right? I mean, it seems to me that he took the air filter out and then put it back in and claimed that he was teaching people how to fix something. What is this? This is cringier than Mike Pence pumping gas. It really is. I don't understand why politicians do this, man. Why? Why do
I
you
love
do
that he
this?
said that like Mike Pence pumping gas, man. Oh my goodness. I love that he brought that up, man.
Why do you put out these ads pretending to be regular, normal, everyday people when you're not? Okay, you're not. In the case of Tim Walz here, he's putting out ads pretending to be a real man, right? Or an alpha male or a man's man or a normal man. I don't know what you call it, right? I mean, I'm not really into the alpha male stuff, okay? That's not really my thing. I think a lot of that stuff is cringe, right? But I got to tell you, I mean, you can recognize men that are not traditionally masculine, right? And there's nothing traditionally masculine about the Kamala Harris campaign, including Tim Walz. And he's now trying to convince people that he is traditionally masculine. And when you have to convince people that you're traditionally masculine, you've already lost, right? You've lost the battle, okay? Because the fact that you had to post an ad like this tells me everything I need to know about you, right? You're not who you say you are. You're not who you pretend to be, right? Which is why he didn't really fix anything on the truck. Although he told us he was going to teach us how to fix the cruise control. I don't think he actually did that. Again, I could be missing something.
Now that I really think about it too, yeah, we talking about the cruise control. That fool pulled out the air filter, put it back in, rambled a little bit, talking about Project 2025, more lies, more, you know, the so-called tax cuts are for the rich, and then, you know, the same crap that they always repeat, you know, that fool took out that air filter and put the air filter back. That's the end. Unbelievable, man. You just can't make this stuff up.
Something. All right, I've watched that ad a bunch of times. I'm like, where did he actually fix anything? He took a clean air filter out the truck and then put it back in and claimed that he just showed you how to fix the cruise control, right? I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not sure exactly who is supposed to be convinced by this, right? Like, who watches this ad and is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna vote for this guy, Tim Walz. He's a man's man, right? Yeah, this was an epic disaster. The fact that they even released this ad tells you that they're desperate, right? They're definitely losing men. Okay, and again,
desperate. Now I would only give them a good point, is because of they you know, them trying to step away from the whole EV deal, electric car type of deal. You know, that's the only reason I would have thought that they would, you know, was thinking of. And of course with the men, you know, trying to get more men voters. But they're desperate, man. And it's cringy. It really is cringy. You know, it's very cringy, man. And I seen a lot of y'all sending it to me on my tagging me in it. People laughing at them. You know, it's they're at a desperation mode, y'all. But we encourage everybody to go out and vote, man. Go out and vote. You know, people right now riding around. You know, oil change was due in March. You know, it's September. People riding around, check engine light on. People riding around. They know that gas light been on, but we're going to make it to... Well, right now, y'all, them gas prices should have shot down. We know it's around that time, election time. You know, they try to, you know, fool people and then try to make, you know, try to flip everything and say this and that. No, we know what's going on. It's election time. You know, them gas prices are going to come right down. So, yeah, y'all should have a little breath of fresh air right now when they come to that good old gas. But yeah, man, people are struggling, man. Going through it. But they are desperate, you guys. Very, very desperate. What do y'all think of that ad? Comment down below. I can see the comments now. You know. Tampon Timmy. People are sick of the lies, man. And people are sick of it, especially about that Project 2025. Like, goodness gracious. People are tired and sick and tired of hearing the exact same thing y'all ramble about. This Project 2025. That's that they can't nobody else like, it's ridiculous. And I'm gonna play this for y'all. I'm gonna play it for y'all, man. Don't worry.
Long before, the breaking news is Trump has nothing to do with Project 2025. Sure, a lot of us have worked in the admin and came together, but this started long before he even announced for president.
Paul, the director of Project 2025. Paul, please repeat it again.
The breaking news is Trump has nothing to do with Project 2025. Sure, a lot of us have worked in the admin and came together, but this started long before he even announced for president.
Oh boy.